appears on your timeline. Spreading love, feeling so divine. Tune in, don't miss a single drop. Unwrap joy till the beat stops. What's up, Team No T, and welcome back to Unwrapped. It's your girl Tosh, and we are here with day 6 of our 12 days of sitcom Christmas. Today we are going to be discussing Abbott Elementary Season 2, Episode 10. This one is called Holiday Hookah. Hookah? So I'm going to put this here to remind you of what we're looking for in each episode. And now let's get into this recap. We are going to be navigating Christmas in our present day public school system. The episode starts out with Quinta being beckoned to the music hall by a rousing rendition of Go Tell It on the Mountain. That is, until Jacob, the history teacher, tried to add his vocals to the mix.
That Jesus Christ is born!
Who's gonna tell him? Now, if you went to a public elementary school, you know what pretty much the last day before winter break is like. It's pretty much holiday parties and holiday-themed programming all day, except Quinta. Why do I keep calling her Quinta? That's her real name. Except Janine is an inclusive teacher. And in her class, she knows that everybody is not Christian. So she tries to make a point to not say Merry Christmas. She'll say Happy Holidays. And she even has treats for those kids who are not allowed to partake in holiday activities like Jehovah's Witnesses. In fact, she had a completely blank cookie for one of her Jehovah's Witness students. Now that is a teacher that goes above and beyond, because when I was in school, the Jehovah's Witness kids sat outside the classroom at a desk like they can't hear the festivities going on right on the other side of the door. I think we could have handled that better in the 1980s. What you think? But we also got to see what's going on the other side of the curtain. See, after all the kiddies go home, the teachers have their own Christmas party in the teacher's lounge, and they did a holiday gift exchange that allowed Ava to show everyone exactly how freaking selfish she is, because she put her name in the gift exchange several times so that everybody there picked her name, because she knew that they would all give her mediocre gifts that would only add up to one. And now she also is making her eyes at Gregory. Y'all know she wants Gregory. Oh, she wants us with Gregory. And Gregory is just like Professor Ogilvy in the Parkers. He got them running shoes on. So we already used no allows. We will call Gregory Rob Benjamin. He jumping hurdles to get away from Ava. We also found out what Janine is going to be doing later on that day. See, her friend Erica feels like she needs to go out and get her hoe on. Those are Erica's words, and they didn't give us the other two hoes, so that does not count towards our checklist. So she said that Janine needs to get her hoe on, so they're going to go out to a hookah lounge a little later. Janine is leaving the Christmas party early, and before she could get out the door, Gregory noticed, and he was like, "Hey, you leaving early?" And she's like, "Yeah, I got little things I'm going to be doing a little later on today." He said, "Well, I also have things I'm going to be doing a little later on today." And they say their goodbyes for the Christmas break, and they tell the obligatory joke that I know everybody hates just as much as I do, but somebody has to say it. See you next year. Little did they know they'd be seeing each other a whole lot sooner than that. Now, before we get to the meat and potatoes of this episode, I want to kind of close out the Barbara and Melissa side of things, because Barbara and Melissa, they have active families. They need a little me time, so they have an annual Christmas get together for just the two of them after hours. Just the two of them. It's an annual thing. It's tradition. It's just the two of them. Except the holiday buzzkill Jacob, his boyfriend, is going to be out of town, so he has nothing to do. So he kind of invites himself to their holiday celebration, or at least he makes them feel so bad that they invite him to their holiday celebration. And let me tell you, he really puts the grrr in Grinch. This dude, all he talks about is how commercialized Christmas is, how the holiday has pagan roots. Did I mention that he's a history teacher? So, I mean, he's going to tell you all of these unwanted information, but they didn't want to hear that. But he wasn't the only person who invited himself to the Christmas gathering. Mr. Johnson, the school custodian, was also there with them. And it had gotten to the point where Jacob was so irritating in that moment that Barbara and Melissa said they would rather go outside and stand in the freezing cold in Philadelphia in the winter than to sit in there and listen to him bitch and moan about how much Christmas is a made-up holiday. Mr. Johnson put his foot down. Mr. Johnson had to tell him, look, dude, just because you don't enjoy Christmas doesn't mean everybody else doesn't. And if you want to not enjoy Christmas, you could have done that by yourself. You didn't have to come here and try to sway everybody to your thinking. School the young man in what the meaning of Christmas is. And I think Jacob's heart grew 3 sizes that day because he suddenly went out, got proper Christmas libations for the party that he was so graciously welcomed to, and he turned his whole thinking about Christmas, at least for that moment, around. So, yay, Jacob. Now let's go to the hookah bar. A baby. Erica got Janine all the way together. She got a whole little Kamala Harris silk press, got a little secret dress on, showing a little tatas. She is out there in line at the hookah bar, and this line is a mile effing long, but she's there, and she looks really, really good. So we hoping that Janine really gets her hoe on tonight, right? Teacher Janine got left at the crib. Tonight, Janine is getting turned. I guess we can insert the record scratch sound here because Janine notices that the principal of the school, Ava, is also at this hookah bar. Now, you know how weird it is when you see people that you're not supposed to see outside of a certain environment, then you see them in a new environment and it gets all weird? Well, that is how Janine is feeling. But if you thought that was bad, she also runs into Gregory and his boy Maurice. They are also standing in the line to go into the hookah lounge. So now, teacher Janine has suddenly clocked back in because she cannot let her hair down figuratively because the people that she works with will be able to go back to work and report how wild she got. So nobody relaxes in these kinds of situations except for Ava. Okay, we finally get in the club. Ava is already on the dance floor. She is commanding the dance floor. She is backing that thing up. Okay, so Janine is sitting at a booth with her friend Erica, but Erica's thirsty ass saw somebody that she used to mess with, so she's going over there to put a little whisper in his ear, leaving Janine alone. Now Maurice, Gregory's boy, he got eyes on Janine. He like, yes, I kind of like her. And Greg is like, nah, she ain't your type. Go for that one. Pointing him in an entirely new direction. And then he slid over to sit and talk to his friend and coworker, Janine. Now, there's a bit of romantic tension between these two characters. And there's a whole will they or won't they vibe going on through this whole montage of them sitting and talking and then finally getting up and dancing together. And the dance was a little sensual. They did a little sensual dancing. And then finally, they step outside. Now, when they step outside, it really looks like this is the moment that Gregory and Janine are going to share a kiss, and then Gregory's phone rings, and it's his goddamn girlfriend, Amber. Oh, what a freaking blocker. So, Amber calls. That means Gregory has to scoot along, right? Leaving Quinta all hot and bothered in her beautiful sequin dress, but guess who was there to pick up the slack? Maurice. But beyond Maurice coming around to pick up the slack, Ava is coming out of the club as well. She sees Janine standing alone. She's like, you know what? Come on to the next spot with me. Now, she sees Janine as a nemesis. And the reason why is because she realizes that Gregory is interested in Janine. Even though Gregory's got his own little situationship and Janine just got out of a situationship, them two belong together. Now, I don't know how this thing ends up, but those two belong together. But Ava felt pity for Janine standing out there by herself. So she took her to the next spot. Here is where we get our surprise guest. Our surprise guest in this episode is none other than Andre Iguodala. Y'all know who Andre Iguodala is. Andre Iguodala is Ava's boyfriend who nobody knew she had because Ava says this dude thought he was my boyfriend for 5 years, but we've really only been dating for 2. So Ava is just, she's for the streets. So we ain't get no ho. We didn't get the Christmas song Trinity. We didn't get a Black Santa or an angel. We did get the surprise guest in Andre Iguodala. And random white person, we didn't get that either, unless you consider Jacob crashing their Christmas party a random white person. But I had already established the rule that a cast regular cannot be random. So, guess we got to talk about fashion, huh? And when we talk about fashion in Abbott Elementary, everything is current. Specifically with Barbara, I believe. Her clothes ain't cheap. Her clothes are not cheap because there are sites where you can shop the look, and those looks are not cheap. So I'm like, okay, for this to be a struggling elementary school, where are these teachers getting all this money? Because Ava dresses her ass off, Barbara dresses her ass off. So I'm like, where are they getting all this money? I also looked at Janine when she stepped out the house, the shimmy shimmy dress on. Baby, that's high fashion going to the hookah lounge. So I'm like, where are y'all getting all this money? They all looked very good. The fashion is on brand for 2022. It's a little high price for my blood, but they wear it and they wear it well. Wasn't many elves on shelves in this episode, I gotta say. But if you've watched Abbott Elementary, please tell me what you thought of the episode Holiday Hookah, Season 2, Episode, what is this, 10? 10. Season 2, Episode 10, Holiday Hookah. Put those thoughts in the comments. While you're there, you might want to hit the like button if you like this video, and subscribe to my channel so you will not miss Day 7. Woo! Day 7 of our 12 days of sitcom Christmas over here on Unwrapped. And I'll meet you back here at the intersection between pop culture and common sense tomorrow. With all that, see you later. Peace.
Tasha Pierce on your timeline, spreading love, feeling so divine. Tune in, don't miss a single drop. Unwrap joy till the